Elden Ring has quickly turned into one of my favorite games. With so many areas, you'll be hard-pressed falling behind in levels. But what if we restricted our levels to certain areas and bosses? In this series, we'll find out with the Elden Ring Level Cap challenge. To explain, every area in Elden Ring will have a level cap I can't pass until I beat the major boss for the area. For example, Limgrave will be set at 20, with Liurnia of the Lake at 30, Caelid at 45, etc. I'll be picking the Samurai starting class for this challenge. Katanas are busted, and I'll be needing every advantage I can get, especially in the early game. When it comes to leveling up, I'll probably be prioritizing health and stamina whenever I can. The damage increase from leveling up those stats hardly compares with weapon upgrades. Beginning our challenge in Limgrave, there's quite a lot of things we can grab to set us up, so without further ado, let's get started. Our first step is the ruins where you can get Torrent. Down inside is the whetstone knife, more of a quality of life than being necessary. From here, it's a short trip south to a mining cave. We can find smithing stones 1 and 2 there to use for our katana. Pretty straightforward walkthrough. As you can see, we're heading into the boss at base level. It's a large troll, giving me the perfect opportunity to get a feel for what I'm up against later. It's also a good showcase for how this challenge's difficulty is going to look. The katanas hit hard on their own, and with the Ash of War is amazing all the way pretty much till endgame. Misread that attack. First death, pretty sure there's many more to come. Take 2, we just need to play careful. I'm not used to my health being this low. Normally at this point in the game, I'd be at about 25 stats for health, so that bar is so tiny. Looks like I'm gonna have to play a little bit more passive and just finding those moments to strike. Knowing when to back up will be a huge key helping me out. I'm used to trading blows, but I don't think I have the health for it. Like everything, there is gonna be an adjustment period. The medallion, it really won't be used, but the smithing stones was what we came for. From here, we'll be heading to another mining cave in southern Limgrave, mainly just for collecting those smithing stones. So after that last fight, now is a good time to talk about leveling. With all those stats to invest in, the two we will be mainly focusing on are vigor for your health and endurance, mainly for the stamina. The more health we have, the more mistakes we are allowed to make. And with more endurance, it's more movement with attacks, dodging, etc. 7 levels to go until we max out, but that's plenty of space to get our health up to 20. With the heavy Ash of War attacks, he's barely gonna get an attack off. We might need to invest into more faith going forward at some point. The Ash of War is going to be used a lot. And with those smithing stones, we can finally upgrade our weapon to a good spot. We can only get it to +5, but that's an extra 37 damage added to every attack. From here, we'll be heading out to grab Golden Vow, as long as testing ourselves against a scripted invasion. Invasion, it's not too bad. Hit him with a few attacks, and down he goes. So, it wasn't until recently that I learned this neat trick with this Golden Vow. Normally, it's a fantastic fake spell that boosts your attack and defense. I don't really have the extra stats to invest in fake. So, with this encounter, we're going to have Golden Vow as an Ash of War, which we can put on almost anything, including a dagger. Next, we need to grab what is arguably the best talisman in the game, in my own opinion, and luckily, it's right where we started the game. So, this next bit is going to be a lot faster if we just go ahead and die, so let's just use these ruins, and then we'll get going from there. A couple of secret walkways later, and we arrive to where we needed to be. You can look up there. There's the opening boss that's just waiting to pounce. You could fight and then have to make your way all the way back. Or you could just die and get sent back to the site of grace. For 325 runes, it is worth it more than the headache that would bring. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's a second one. So what was this all for? Well, it's for the Tree Seal. This one talisman gives you the most bang for your buck with 0 side effects. It boosts health, stamina, and equipment load. Oh yeah, this thing, it ain't never coming off. With that, we can head over to Southern Limgrave for our next pickup and skill check, the Tree Avatar. I mentioned before how busted katanas are, and this boss will get to showcase that. Every standard weapon has the ability to have different greases applied. With the built-in blood loss on the weapon paired with the blood grease, we will be deleting huge chunks of a boss's HP. This paired with the Ash of War is why the Samurai was a must-pick for this challenge. Still getting hit harder than I'm used to. Looks like I'm gonna be a 2-shot. I know if those orbs get a hit in, man, I'm just gonna go down. So judging that fight, I'm really gonna have to watch those dodges of mine. I can keep up with the damage no problem, I just can't take the damage. The bubble tier, now we're in some good hands. So there is a last resort talisman that we can pick up right next door. Personally, I love this boss in the early game. It's a great showcase of how deadly statuses can be when you can get them to proc. It took me a while to learn that cold not only takes a chunk of your HP, like bleed, but it also makes you physically weak to any type of attacks for a while too. I'm really looking forward to getting to the academy. The whetstone there can change our katana to have cold always applied. I'm debating if/when to use it. We already can't take a hit, so I think we'll just keep it in our back pocket for now. Lastly, there's one more boss we can face, someone I know everybody has been dying to see, the Crucible Knight. Man, oh man, on my first playthrough, I know I died more to him than any other boss in this game. He's just that reminder to me that I've grown as a player. And I'm kind of thankful for our relationship. The Crucible Knight is a great way of finding the balance of active and passive actions. Like with the Avatar, my damage is keeping up just fine. It's just getting hit that becomes the problem. go. That's a crit on phase 2. Let's go. Ooh, don't get greedy now. And down he goes. Let's get it. With all that, there is only one thing left to do. A short hike up the beaten path leads us to Limgrave's first major boss, Margit. Resting just to reset my flasks. Let's get it.
Foul tarnished. In search.
So there's that bubble coming into play. A bit early to be popping it, but it did its job. First crit early, and we have him almost at half health. We won't even be needing Golden Vow or extra grease for this. Whoa, for half a second I thought he was actually gonna jump off the map. That would have been great. He attacks fast, but they don't do as much damage as we have seen from other bosses. I'm just gonna be topping off just in case he heard me. And the Fell Omen has been felled. Fallen gravity affected? You get what I'm saying. We got him no problem. Sad to think that the hardest boss we found was that stupid troll in a mining cave. And we got that second talisman pouch. Nice. And just like that, our first challenge is complete. The new level cap for Stormveil is going to be set at 20. We have so many runes to spend, we can just go ahead and reach that cap now. Got the health set at 20, which is what I wanted. Strength and dexterity, they're hardly doing anything at this point, so pumping the rest into endurance. Thanks for watching and coming along with me in Elden Ring. In our next video, we'll be heading into the castle, fighting 2 bosses, then continuing our way to becoming Elden Lord. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!